That's a two-part question. Now, is that
Well, see,
one question or is that a two-part question?
Come on, man. Give stuff away. Come on, man. Give stuff away. Come on, man. Give stuff away.
You've been filming Top Chef in Denver. You've kind of had the joy of getting to shoot Top Chef. I don't know, the joy, the pleasure of shooting Top Chef for 11 years. You guys have shot in a lot of great cities. Has there been a city that has stuck out to you the most as being your favorite, and keeping in mind that I am from Charleston?
Oh, I was actually instrumental in getting the show to Charleston.
So what's your favorite?
I was happy to shoot in Charleston. You know, they're all good. I mean, we shot actually not in just Denver. We shot in Colorado, so we were at Telluride and Aspen. The altitude really got to us. Shooting at 12,000 feet is tough. Cooking at 12,000 feet is really tough.
Feet, I was going to say.
But it's all been fun. But Charleston, I enjoyed Charleston. I have a lot of friends down there, and so yeah, I had a
so we'll just say it's your favorite. Yeah.
Think of your children, do it.
You are very involved in Plate of the Union, which is about addressing the inequity in our food system. I think one of the biggest issues there is that it is so complex that a lot of people don't understand what the issues are in our food system. You know, what is kind of the easy explanation for people who sort of want to get involved, want to understand, sort of feel like the issue is too large for them?
No, I mean, I think to simply put it, you know, we have a food system that's more concerned about profitability of large corporations, and which is fine. Corporations are in business to make money, but we publicly don't support that with tax dollars. And I think that we should shift it a little bit to making sure that we have a food system that supports the health of our country. I mean, if you look at some of the issues of the day, healthcare, for instance, you really want to, you know, cut costs of healthcare. You need healthier people. The reason why healthcare is so expensive in this country is because we have food that leads to the obesity epidemic because it's all fats and sugars, and we have a system that promotes commodity crops in favor of fruits and vegetables and things like that. And so we need to promote healthier food, and public policy needs to support that as well.
Think of the children, do it.
You've also, you know, said a lot of times that though you work on a competition show, you would not want to be a chef competing on any of these shows.
Well, I also said that, would I compete now? No, at the age of 54, no, absolutely not. I couldn't do it. It's physically hard to do. But when I was 26, if Top Chef were around, I may have thrown my hat into that ring. I think I could have hung.
You could have done it. Would you now, if someone said like, okay, we're going to donate a huge amount of money to Plate of the Union, if you compete on a show, what show would you want to compete on of all the
it would be Top Chef. Top Chef Masters would, if we're not doing it right now, but that's a show that I probably would have done because there was less of a time commitment. But I think, excuse me, I think Top Chef is still the best of the shows because you have real talent. If you look at the talent that's come out of Top Chef, and that's going to continue. It's not open a box and, you know, you have you know, lobster, arugula, lobster, arugula, you know, squash, and jelly beans. You know, no.
Give stuff away. Come on, man. Give stuff away.
Another issue kind of close to your heart is New York City, the rise in rents, the wages. You know, it's becoming harder and harder for chefs and for people who run restaurants to be able to own and run a restaurant responsibly, especially in fine dining. What do you see as the way forward on that?
Well, you know, there's good news and bad news there. It's actually bad news for New York City because I think you're going to start seeing a real drain on creativity and young chefs who are more creative but want to move into an environment where they can actually flourish. They're going to move to, you know, secondary and tertiary communities. And you're going to start seeing great restaurants in places like Omaha, and you're going to start seeing chefs move to, and this is why places like Charleston has done really well. I just spent a month in Denver, and there's some great stuff happening there because rents are cheaper, labor's a little easier, and so I just think you're going to see a real creative drain in the larger cities. I mean, I just closed Craft Bar after 15 years because the rent, you know, just went through the roof.
Come on, man. Give stuff away. Come on, man.
We're in the new Witchcraft. It's been around for quite a long time, since 2003, but you've revamped it. Tell me about the revamp of Witchcraft and why you love sandwiches so much.
First, I guess we'll start with the why I love. That's a two-part question. Now, is that one
I
question or is that a two-part question?
We'll see, like 5 questions. You're very limited.
You're down to 3.
You know?
You're down to 3 now. You used 2.
Oh, no.
No, we can. So I think chefs, you know, because we're so used to standing up and eating on our feet, You don't use cutlery, so you throw everything you can between sandwiches, and you know, I think that's part of it. But you know, who doesn't love a sandwich? A sandwich it's a classic. You know, you think about anything from a PBJ, you know, when you're a kid going to school, to, you know, a construction worker packing their lunch in a lunchbox. It's all about a sandwich because it's portable. And so, going back 12, 13 years ago when we started Witchcraft, the idea was to take craft, and the idea of craft using great ingredients, working with farmers and local fishermen, things like that, and just putting it between two pieces of bread. So that's how it started out. The new design, why the new design? We started to grow, and we got to a point where we realized that our messaging and our brand really didn't convey what we were using, what was really important to us. You know, again, using, you know, working with farmers or working with fishermen. So we were doing all of these things, but we weren't telling people we were doing it. And we also always assumed that the halo effect of craft, and people know what I stand for, that would carry it through. But you know, as we started to grow, people didn't realize that I even was part of Witchcraft.
Right,
and so that's why we actually changed the name, Witchcraft, Tom Colicchio and Co. And so we thought it was time to really start telling our story.